Hey fam, it's your girl Aimee J, your personal hype man and friend, here today on this Friday, January 24th, 2020, wanting to check in and say, hey, what's going on? How are you doing? Today, I want to talk about an important topic that's close to my heart and one that I think people shy away from and kind of put under, like brush it under the carpet. And it's important, guys, that we talk about this and have these kinds of conversations. And it's all about your mental health. Mental health affects every single person on this earth. Young, old, doesn't look at race, doesn't look at gender, doesn't look at your sexuality, doesn't look and consider any of that. It affects all of us. All of us have to take care of it just as much as we take care of our physical health. The thing about mental health is that there are usually no outward signs on how our mental health is doing, right? If you break your arm, you usually have a cast. If you cut yourself, there's blood involved, right? But when your mental health starts being affected in a negative way, you start shutting down. It affects people in different ways, but some of the signs are you start shutting down. You start being closed off. Those are just a few of the signs that you may feel. And, restlessness. You can't sleep. You can't stop thinking about something over and over and over again, right? And that's depression. There's also the anxiety where your heart starts beating faster and faster and you just kind of get anxious, tighten up physically and just stiffen and tense. And it's normal. It happens. Just because you are affected, if your mental health becomes affected, doesn't mean there's anything wrong. It doesn't make you abnormal. Okay, let me say that. Because there might be something wrong that should be addressed that you get help for, but that doesn't make you abnormal. All right? You are normal. You are fine. But just as you would go to see a doctor when you hurt yourself or there's a physical ailment, it's important that we get treatment, that we get help when we are not feeling 100%. And so we talked about this in a previous episode. If I remember, it was like January 14th. We talked about how it's okay if you're not okay. Today, I want to talk about how you can focus on your mental health. Just like it's important for you to exercise. It's important for you to eat right and take care of yourself. There are things you can do to help with your mental health. And here they are. We've done some of these things already because I wanted to start instilling you this habit of doing it. And those things include, right, saying gratitudes. Saying gratitudes is good for your mental health. It reminds you and places you in a place of appreciation. And it reminds you of what you have going on positively in your life. So please, I hope you're still doing that. Say gratitude every day. When things are going tough, just write it down. Saying affirmations. Those are just as important. That's why I started this podcast, to help me and help you. Remind yourself how awesome you are, how awesome I am, and how I'm enough for this world. And so saying affirmations is so powerful that we have to remember to do it. And sometimes when you're down in the dumps, so to speak, or if you're just kind of feeling glum, it's very hard to say those affirmations. But it's even more important in those moments to say those affirmations. All right? So keep that in mind. Another thing you can do, meditate. Meditation is very powerful and can help you. And so take some time. There are meditation apps there. You can also just sit in a place and think, relax, let out the negative thoughts, right? And so I want you to think about doing that. We'll talk about meditation more in another episode, but meditation is one of them. But the biggest thing that you can do for your own mental health is have regular check-ins with a therapist or a psychologist or someone who is trained to help you. There is nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I highly encourage it. And if you can't see a therapist or a psychiatrist, you don't want to talk to someone. Don't let the feelings get bottled up inside. It's so important that you don't let those feelings get bottled up inside, because there's no need for it to. You can get help. And that's the thing I want you guys to hear me say. Mental health is a very important topic. It's one that people don't want to talk about. We have to. And that's why I brought this up already. Again, right? We talked about it on the 14th. I'm talking about it today because it's so important. So I want you to remember that, guys, because you are normal regardless of how you're feeling. It's just that you might need some help. And that's okay. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. Asking for help is a sign of strength. And you guys are strong, man. You are strong. So I want you to remember that, because you're also special. I know you said you're normal, but you're also special. Each and every one of us is special. We have our own intricacies and things that make us unique. And that is what makes us special and so important in this world, that it needs your light. It needs your presence. So don't forget that. And most importantly, the one thing I want to highlight especially is that you are you. You are you, and there's nothing wrong with you being you. Okay, keep that in mind, because you are too awesome. You are loved. You are needed. And most importantly, you are enough as you are, just the way you are. All right, so keep that in mind, guys. It is Friday. Go out, have a wonderful weekend. I'll still be here and checking in with you on tomorrow. So don't forget, until then, don't stop. Keep chasing.